This is the Squint Gaming channel, and you're watching Squintorial.
3, 2, 1.
Hello everybody, and welcome back to another Squintorial video. I am the Squint Gaming here with you today, and we're going to be doing a video on how to update your LSPDFR, Rage plugin hook, and script hook V as they have been updated. I apologize for the delay in this video. This weekend was pretty busy for me revamping my computer. So I've been dealing with that for the past few days and has delayed me in getting this video out. So I do apologize, but we're going to go ahead and get into it now. And we're going to go ahead and get started. I do want to mention, just for everybody watching, this is for Steam users only, okay? I don't have epics. I don't know how to fully and properly do an install and all that because I do not use epics. So for Steam users only, and Rockstar, same thing. I don't have Rockstar version, so I cannot properly educate you on how to update your game and your LSPDFR, Rage plugin hook, script hook V, etc. So if you are a Steam user, please go ahead and continue watching this video. And we were going to go ahead and get started. All right, let's head on over to our browser. Okay, so first we are going to be coming to the LSPDFR website and LSP first response 0.4.9, and this is build 8747, updated specifically for the latest version of GTA, which is 3095. All right, so we have, this was created by G17 Media, Cyan, and who was the third one? Sorry, I was for LMS, yes. So thank you to all of these gentlemen for their devotion in developing this mod. This is a heavily used mod. If you are not familiar with GTA 5 or LSPDFR, if you're just getting into it, this is a major mod for GTA 5. Okay, there's a huge hype, a lot of modding that goes into additional modding that goes along with LSPDFR. Okay, so one thing I just want to make sure you guys note on the web page. Right here it says update 14 December 2023. Microsoft Defender has incorrectly introduced a false positive detection for RPH in a recent definition update. If you're affected, you'll see the RPH briefly monitoring verifying hook and then a crash or the exe blocking from running. Okay, if you guys experience any of this, make sure you turn off your antivirus, your Microsoft Windows Defender. I promise you it's not going to be a Trojan or a backdoor into your computer. This is a safe file. A lot of people use it. It's protected. Okay, these developers would never, try to do anything to harm your computer or your files or anything like that. So this is a trusted file. You can turn off your AV. And correctly be able to use it in your game without any issues. Okay. All right. So you can see right here, 14 December 2023, minor compatibility update for the newest build, which is 3095. Okay. I think they're talking about having a later update for this specific version, but right now they're kind of rushing to get the update completed so that people could download it and get it installed and continue playing LSPDFR. Okay, so and another thing too, if you are, anytime there's an update, it's always a good idea to basically rebuild your LSPDFR game file from scratch. I totally understand it's a pain in the ass. It takes a lot of time, but on the plus side, it really helps to be able to kind of weed out some of those old mods that don't really work anymore. They can cause your game to crash, and I'll cover a few of those that we've identified recently through the assistance of Jeffrey Gamer and some other people that he's had help him find out which mods are were causing his game to crash, preventing him from doing LSPDFR videos for quite some time. So but we will go ahead and hop right into downloading it. So what we're going to do is we're going to click download this file. And what we want, so we have two options here, but what we want the LSPDFR manual install.zip, okay? So we're going to go ahead and download that. That will go ahead and download, give it a few seconds and it will start. And then we're going to go ahead and hop over here to ScriptHook V, okay? So on here, you can see the release date was December 15th, and it is modded for the current version of GTA, which is 3095, okay? So let's go ahead and click download here, and it's a very small file, so it will download fairly quickly, okay? All right, now I have my downloads going to my downloads folder. LSPDFR is just now starting to download, and there now it was finished. So I'm going to go ahead and grab these, and I'm just going to paste them to my desktop. Okay. Okay. For those of you that have not already updated your game, your current game folder back to 3095, I'm going to show you how to do that really quick, and then we will get into installing LSPDFR and ScriptHook V. Okay, so what you need to do is come up to your Steam page, go to your Grand Theft Auto 5, right-click on it, go down to Properties, and you want to go to Installed Files, and then verify your integrity of game files. Okay, that's basically just going to go through all of your files within that Grand Theft Auto folder and make sure that it has all of the current updated folders that it requires in order to be able to play the game. Okay, it takes just a couple minutes to go through and do that, and then once it's done, it will say, you know, or however many files failed, and then it will automatically download those files and update your game. And you'll see at the bottom, it'll download. It takes a couple seconds, and then you are done. Okay. All right, let's go ahead and hop on over to our other screen here, and we're going to go ahead and navigate to our main game directory. Okay. So for me, mine are on my Windows C drive. Some of you may have it on a different drive, and that's fine. So if you have it on your C drive, you're going to go to Program Files x86. And then from here, wherever you have it, if you have it on a different drive, it's going to be the same pathway. So Steam, Steam Apps, Common, and Grand Theft Auto 5. Okay, so this is my LSPDFR folder 3028, which I updated to 3095. All right, and now we are going to go ahead and open up our LSPDFR zip folder. And for those of you that have, you know, previous version of GTA 5 modded with LSPDFR, you have two files. If you go into your LSPDFR folder, you have your keys INI and your LSPDFR INI. Okay. Now for me, and most likely for you as well, you have modified these INI files. Okay. They have the keybind set that you want. They have your preferences set that you want. You don't want to overwrite these, right? So for me, I have copies of these in a backup folder that I use where in the event that I overwrite them by accident or I forget to not install them when I do an update, I have a backup so I can just copy those backups back into this folder here and it will overwrite them and I will have my custom keys back. Okay, so you can do either one of two things. You can do that, or you can go into the LSPDFR folder inside the zip, and you can see these two files right here. These are the default keys INI and LSPDFR INI. Simply delete those out of your zip folder, okay? And then when you install all of the other files, they will not carry over. These will remain unharmed, untouched, okay? All right, so with that being said, I am going to go ahead and remove these. And I don't need them, so they are gone. Okay, now we are back in the main install folder. Okay, so what I'm going to do is I'm going to go ahead and hit Control-A to select all the files. And I'm going to hold down my Control key and I'm going to deselect the licenses and I'm going to scroll down and deselect the RPH README. Okay, we're going to go back to our main game directory file over here. Okay, so we should be in Program Files x86, Steam, Steam Apps, Common, Grand Theft Auto 5. Okay, so our main game directory right here. And I also want to make sure you guys know, it's always a good idea to have a little bit of a buffer zone over here. That way you can off-click without clicking something else, and ultimately making sure that none of the files go into the wrong location. Okay, so now what we're going to do is go back over here to our zip folder and simply click and hold, and we're going to drag it right over to our main game directory. Now, really quick before I drop these, I want you to notice right below the cursor, you can see where it has the plus sign and it says copy to Grand Theft Auto 5 folder. Okay, that's what we want. Now, for some things when you're modding, you want to make sure that it says copy and not move if you're moving files out of your main game directory. Okay, if you want to copy them for like backups or something, you want to make sure that you're not going to get the move. If it says move to whatever folder, then you need to reselect those files or end up doing like a Control-C, Control-V to make sure that you're copying and pasting those files instead of dragging them out, okay? Because that will cause major issues with your game file, all right? So I just wanted to point that out. Right now, it doesn't matter because we're copying these files in. If it moved them out of the zip folder, that wouldn't be an issue, okay? So we're going to go ahead and release, drag and drop. And it might take a few minutes to install these files. They are quite a few. And then you're going to see where it's going to say replace these files in destination. Yes, we want to replace all of them. And that'll take just a quick second to go through and load all those in there. And then once that's done, we can go ahead and close out of our LSPDFR zip folder. And then again, I just like to kind of hit the buffer zone over here to deselect everything. And I also like to hit the little refresh button. It just kind of puts everything in order and refreshes that file folder. Okay. Next up is script hook V. So we're going to open that up and we're going to click on the bin folder and we're going to select the dinput8.dll and we're going to hold down our control key and select the script hook v.dll. And once again, we're just going to drag and drop these into our main game directory right over into the buffer zone. And we are going to replace these files that are already in the destination folder. Okay. Now what we want to do is we want to right click on our Rage. Okay. It's just below the Play GTA 5, has the little Rockstar/Rage icon right there. And we're going to right click on that and we want to pin that to our taskbar, okay? Just gives it a nice easy thing to click on instead of having to go through a bunch of files. And it also keeps your desktop clear from clutter and having a whole bunch of shortcuts on it, okay? All right, so we can close out of that. And we will go ahead and click on our Rage plugin. Oh, we can actually close this out too. And we're going to click on the Rage button, okay? Now, you are going to come up with a warning, okay? This is perfectly okay. This happens all the time. You always want to make sure, too, that you have your virus protection software turned off, your antivirus, okay? Commonly referred to as AV. It just, sometimes the files are not liked by Norton or even just like Microsoft Windows Defender. So you make sure that those are off and your game will run smoothly, okay? So now you can deselect or select that checkbox if you want to, and we're just going to hit run. And then you're going to get this pop-up right here, and it's basically just going to say all these files are blocked. Do you want Rage to unblock these files? Yes, we do. Okay, so you're going to click OK on there, and then this is going to, your disclaimer is going to populate here. You're going to get a little countdown, and then you just want to hit accept once you're able to. All right, and now we are on our general tab. So to start out here, so your console key, if you've already been in LSPDFR, you already know your console key. Your F4 key is what you use to go on and off duty, okay? Force duty. Now your plugin timeout threshold, this is for Rage and how long it actually will wait before it terminates the load up of the game. If you have a whole ton of add-ons, plugins, mods, and stuff in your game, it might take a little bit longer to load. This is your timeout threshold, okay? If your system processes things a little bit slower, you're going to want this to be a little bit higher. I recommend about 60,000, okay? That's what I have mine set to, although I have a pretty good processor, so I'm not too worried about it. But yeah, I would recommend everybody set theirs to 60,000, okay? Next, we want to click on the game settings tab and we want to go to the backup game version, click the little drop down, and then we want to click backup current game version, okay? So you'll get that little window there. And then once you're done there, you can minimize that and then pull down your revert and you can see right here, we have our backup for 3095, okay? It is supported and we are good there. Now, our advanced settings is the next tab. We want to make sure that none of these checkboxes are checked. If you have any of these boxes checked, make sure you decheck them or uncheck them, unselect them, however you want to refer to it. All right. None of these boxes should be checked. All right. And next up, we're going to go to plugins. All right. And we're going to click load all these plugins on startup. And we're going to check all. Now, there's a couple things in here that I actually want to cover with you really quick. And this is why I recommend starting from a fresh, clean copy of GTA when you're doing LSPDFR. It gives you the opportunity to go through, you see some people's videos and they tell you like, hey, this mod, this plugin, whatever, has been consistently crashing my game. Finally figured it out. If you watch Jeffrey Gamer's videos at all, which I'm sure many of you that are watching this have, you know that he's had a long period of time where his LSPDFR was just consistently crashing and he couldn't figure out what it was. Well, initially we thought, okay, it was the game config. He has a lot of mods, didn't have the updated game config, and so that was crashing his game. Well, it did help that he put the game config in. However, ultimately it was determined later on that Clear the Way V and the Restrain the Deceased were two major factors that were crashing his game. All right. Additionally, I think NVE was also causing his game to crash. Now, I'm not saying that any of these are bad. Restrain the Deceased may just need to be updated. And same with Clear the Way V. Okay, they are great mods. They have just been identified as crashing people's games. Now, some people may not have an issue with them. Other people may. It's, kind of per each computer. Everybody's computer is a little bit different. All right. I have had some game crashes, and with these plugins loaded, knowing that I've had them loaded, I am going to deselect them so that they do not load into my game. Okay, so once I have all the ones selected that I want, all the rest of these are good. I'm going to go ahead and hit Load All Plugins on Startup, and then we are going to save and launch. Okay, and now this is just a little reminder saying that you can press the Rage button and hold down the Shift key if you want to be able to come back into the settings menu. Okay, so we're going to just go ahead and load up into the game, and I'll go ahead and show you guys that everything will load right up, which is going to be great. So one thing you'll notice, once we get everything kind of loaded up here, you're going to start seeing the plugins will start to load, and it'll take about a minute or so to finally get everything loaded up. But this is typically, that picture right there is typically what it stays on while it's loading. But with the new update, it cycles through as if you're going into regular story mode. So you'll notice the pictures in the background will cycle through while everything's getting loaded up into the game. All right, so everything loaded in properly. And once we go on duty, you'll see everything populate up on the side, showing that everything loaded up great. All right, and here we are. So we'll go ahead and hit F4 and force duty, FOR, tab, enter. And here we are, and there go all of our plugins. Everything's loading in just fine. We can go ahead and hit F4, and we can back out of that. And here we are. Everything loaded in perfectly, and I love it. It's great when your game just kind of loads right in. Yep, we do have an update for deadly weapons. I'll be taking care of that later on. But I definitely appreciate y'all coming out, checking out my video. I hope this helped you. And I'm going to be creating more videos. I will be doing a tutorial. This week will be a full LSPDFR install plus mods. So make sure to check out that video. And we'll be going over quite a few different mods, installs, and we'll be doing in-game showcases. So it will be a long video, but promise if you bear with it, you will enjoy it in the end. It'll get your game up and going, plus having a whole bunch of mods that are super cool to use. And I'll also be covering some of the mods that we are not going to be installing simply because of the recent identification that they've been causing some game crashes. All right. So I hope y'all like this video. Make sure you hit that like button. The more likes I get, the more people I can reach and teach other gamers like you that love to mod. Make sure you hit that subscription button as well if you're not already subscribed, and also make sure you hit that notification bell to be alerted for my future video uploads and live streams. Until then, I hope y'all have a outstanding Christmas. We are in the season, and just remember to be kind, everybody. And again, hope you have a great Christmas. Thanks again for checking out the video, and we will see y'all later. Until next time, Squid Gaming is out.